What's up, everybody? It is Coach Adam here from Decentralized Strength and Conditioning, and it is Friday. And on Fridays, I come out with my own personal fitness journal to keep myself accountable, but also to educate you guys on what it really takes to reach your fitness goals in terms of your physique, your fitness levels, and your athleticism throughout your whole lifespan. And this specific video, we're going to be looking at that fitness level aspect. And we will be reviewing, commentating, reacting to my 2-minute assault bike challenge that I try to do at least once a year. And I believe the last time I did this test was at the middle of April, early May time of 2023. And this test was done on the 27th of December. So I was fully fueled from Christmas. I actually ate a lot of honey on Christmas. And that was like the one time I really binged ate anything. Um, but this would be part of my week 91 fitness journal. So I come out with the fitness journal where I kind of go over my goals and all that, and then I would come out with the workout commentaries as well, which I just started to do here in 2024. So that'll be a big theme for this year. So let's get into the assault bike. A few things I want to really mention here is that I first did a warm-up, foam rolled. I did my warm-up routine, and I do have videos of those as well, and I'll come out with some commentary videos because the month of January here, 2024, is all about how to do a effective warm-up for your workouts and for everyday life. The second thing I did here was that I made sure that I warmed up a little bit before this, so I did about like a 5-minute bike, and now right now I am just setting up the countdown timer. So you always want to make sure that you have some type of countdown from the 2 miles so that you get an exact time there. A few other things that we want to make sure that we know on the dashboard or display is our RPMs. We want to look at our average RPMs, and then we can look at the time it takes for our heart rate to get back down to normal from getting done with this. That'll really show improvement in our fitness levels as well. So if we can do this 2-mile assault bike test and not be laying down on the ground afterwards or incapacitated for 5-10 minutes, then that shows that our fitness levels are improving. So I think it took me a few minutes here to actually get set up. Actually, one more thing I want to mention here is the seat height. I have it set on 8, I believe, and I also have the seat up closer because when it's further back, it kind of bothers my back a little bit, all that leaning forwards. And we want to make sure that at the bottom, we're able to fully extend our ankle, or they call it, we would call it plantar flex, I guess. Yeah, so our toes are pointed down towards the ground there. Full extension of the leg. That's what we want when we set up the bike. So you just have to make sure that the seat height is there. All right, let's resume. Yeah, so I'm kind of messing around with the seat here, making sure it's a good position for me. And this is the same style of the assault bike that I did on the last one, although the last bike was a lot older, so I try to keep the versions of the bike or the company the same as well for the testing. Okay, I think I'm messing around with it here. And so we're really trying to test that max heart rate here and see how long we can keep it elevated. and push through it for the 5 minutes. And typically it takes a little bit longer for most people. Here we go. So we just started it there, off hot right from the gate. So it's going to be pretty easy to start because we're going to be using those first few energy systems, right, that we have where the energy is rapidly available. But one of the downsides to those energy systems is that they're also going to give off a lot of lactic acid buildup. So that'll create that muscle soreness. And I will say, the previous day I did single leg squats. You've seen that commentary already. Uh, you can see it's really starting to kick in now here. But once that first minute, 2 minutes of doing like an all-out sprint, you're going to have a lot of, lactic acid buildup. And that's what's going to cause that muscle soreness the next day. But I really didn't have that much soreness the next day. I still went about, I still did a lawn walk. I did a lawn walk later on this day. And so that's also another way that you can check your progress as well. So it's important to take notes when you do these type of testing. So let's say the first time you did a 2-mile bike test, it took you 8 minutes, and the next day you could barely walk, right? Which shouldn't really be the outcome of the bike test. But a way to improve on that would be the next time you did it, you still get 8 minutes, but were completely functional the next day. So that would be a great way to show that you are improving. But for me here, I'm just trying to break the 5:15 marker. And I'm starting to breathe pretty heavy here now, so we're really trying to, our body is changing energy systems right now. So it's going from utilizing that glucose mostly without using oxygen. Now we are tapping into oxygen. So there's a bit of a period of time that you're really sucking air. I believe they call that like a oxygen deficit or something like that. Okay, so if you are a mid-distance sprinter, let's say 400 meters, you don't do a mile or anything, you're going to be really good off for the beginning of this, the first 2 minutes. But if you don't have those long-term energy systems built up from doing lawn walking or longer middle range time, incline hikes that I recommend a lot. If we aren't prepared for that, if our muscles don't have those power plants, then this part of the bike would be extremely, extremely challenging. And we would be continuing to utilize continue to only use those first few energy systems. And that's what's really going to cause that big lactic acid to build up. So this shows the importance of having that long-term energy system set up here. So just humming away here at the bike. So what I do when I'm starting to struggle is I just really use those arms a little bit more on this. So I really focus on my arms for a bit, and then I'll focus on my legs a bit. And one thing I've been doing recently that's in my new program is incorporating a minute of just legs and a minute of just hands on the itself bike as well. So I think that might help with the testing as well. Keep the upper body power plants up and running as well, because it is the off season for me in terms of surfing. So I haven't really been working on that as well. I will say, right after I hopped off this, I did have to lay down for a minute, and about like 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes after, I was just moping around. Definitely was a hit to the system, but like I said, didn't really last the rest of the day or the next day. I recovered quite quickly from it. But I didn't actually time my heart rate recovery. There we go. So I just finished it. Yikes. 5 minutes on the dot. I really was able to push through the last part there. I think that I need to improve that first part of the bike a little bit. I could have gone harder from the start because, like I said, I was able to really push through it at the end here, and I am on the ground huffing and puffing. My face got pretty red as well. So I'm just trying to really focus on my breathing, get my heart rate down. And the best recovery position is hands on the knees for this stuff. Okay, not hands over the head. We're able to use our rib cage better, breathe in this way. Okay, so hands on the knees, good recovery position. So that was the assault bike challenge.